Alright, stop scrolling, because this might be the most chaotic, most confusing, and honestly the most internet on fire story we've seen in months. And it all revolves around one woman, Erika Kirk. Because somehow, in the middle of the Charlie Kirk tragedy, the TPUSA takeover drama, the JD Vance hugging controversy, and non-stop speculation online, the internet has now created an entirely new storm around her. Millions of people are asking the same question. Is Erika Kirk pregnant? And before you say, that's ridiculous, well, the reason this rumor blew up isn't because someone made a random TikTok. It's because the math didn't add up. Because people started misinterpreting something she said in an interview. Because millions of views were racked up overnight. And because the timeline, according to commenters, didn't make sense. And then, out of nowhere, Erika finally addressed it. Not with a huge announcement, not with a press release, but with a response that was short, careful, and honestly raised just as many questions as it answered. So today, we're breaking down everything she said, everything she didn't say, how this rumor started, why it exploded so fast, and why some people online simply don't believe the explanation. Let's get into it. This rumor didn't begin with Erika posting a baby bump photo. It didn't start with a leak. It didn't start with a friend spilling something. It started with one misunderstood interview clip. She sat down with Megyn Kelly for a long, emotional conversation about grief, her kids, and the trauma she's been dealing with since Charlie's assassination. Pretty normal, right? Except at one point, Megyn asks her how many kids she and Charlie wanted. Erika says, "I was praying I was pregnant when he was murdered." She meant it emotionally, spiritually, as a woman mourning her husband and wishing for one final blessing from him. But the internet heard something else. People clipped the line, removed the context, uploaded it to TikTok, and suddenly the caption became, "Erika Kirk announces she was pregnant when Charlie died," which is not what she said at all. But once that misinterpretation took off, it was over. Within 48 hours, that clip had millions of views, and people were doing pregnancy math like they were on CSI. 10 weeks since Charlie died, 8 weeks supposedly pregnant, 2-week difference. And that tiny gap is what triggered the entire wildfire. Any other celebrity rumor probably would have faded. But this one didn't, for 3 reasons. First, people already felt like Erika was moving too fast after Charlie's death. The interviews, the speeches, the CEO announcement, the podcast studio moment, it all made her look like she'd stepped into a new role quickly. Second, the JD Vance hug video was still fresh in people's minds. That clip created so much speculation that the internet was primed to assume anything. And third, Erika has become a magnet for theories. Anytime she says anything, it becomes a puzzle piece. Any public appearance becomes a sign. So when that misinterpreted quote dropped, the online crowd was ready to explode. Comments like, "Wait, the timeline doesn't make sense. You're telling me she's pregnant now? Is the baby even Charlie's? What is going on with JD Vance?" It spiraled faster than anyone expected. And that's what forced Erika to break her silence. Indirectly, but clearly enough. The first reaction from Erika wasn't a full statement. It wasn't a denial. It wasn't a confirmation. It was a correction, delivered through a source close to her, who clarified that she has not announced any pregnancy. The circulating claims are based on a misinterpretation of an old interview. Notice the wording. Not, "she is not pregnant," but "she has not announced any pregnancy." And yes, that tiny difference drove people insane. Because to a lot of viewers, that sounded like someone saying, "I'm not confirming anything, I'm just saying I didn't tell you." So instead of calming everything down, it poured gasoline on the fire. Normally, a statement like that would settle the matter, but here's the truth. The internet doesn't trust Erika right now. Not after the memorial controversy, not after the JD Vance hug clip, not after the fake tears discourse, not after she stepped into leadership so quickly. There's already this belief floating around that she chooses words carefully, too carefully. So when she gave a vague clarification instead of a concrete one, people saw that as strategic, not vulnerable, not emotional, strategic. Even if that's totally unfair. And that distrust is exactly why the rumor kept growing instead of dying. Once the rumor went viral, amateur detectives started calculating dates like they were trying to solve a crime. Charlie died 10 weeks ago. Erika is supposedly 8 weeks pregnant. The numbers don't match. But here's the issue. The 8-week number came from TikTok captions, not Erika herself. Multiple people wrote, "She said she is 8 weeks pregnant." But in reality, Erika never said that. Not in the interview, not in any statement, not anywhere. It was invented by the viewers. Someone misheard or misremembered something, then everyone copied it. And once it hit the algorithm, the rumor solidified as if it was fact. The timeline wasn't real. It was built on an assumption. But because people were already suspicious of Erika, it looked believable. Now this is the part that caused the biggest explosion. A few days after the pregnancy rumors started spiraling, JD Vance made a public statement about seeking grace and new light in dark times. Totally normal politician speech. But someone edited the clip, added dramatic music, added screenshots of Erika, added freeze frames of the hug moment. Boom! 3 million views overnight. And suddenly, JD Vance was trending alongside the words, "Erika Kirk pregnant?" Absolutely wild. People started saying, "He hugged her like that and now she's pregnant? This is insane timing. He looked way too close at that memorial," even though none of it was based in fact. But once JD Vance got pulled into the narrative, everything got bigger, faster, messier. Remember the infamous moment? Erika hugging JD Vance with her hand behind his head while he places his hands low on her back, 1 week after her husband was assassinated. When that clip went viral, people were already calling it inappropriate. But when the pregnancy rumor hit, viewers dug it back up and said, "See, this explains everything." Again, not evidence, not proof, just speculation built on speculation. But the hug clip has become symbolic at this point. To millions of internet users, it represents everything people feel weird about with Erika. So when pregnancy rumors dropped, that clip resurfaced within seconds. It added fuel to the fire in a way that no statement could put out. After days of chaos, Erika addressed the rumor herself. And this time, she didn't use careful wording. In a private Q&A segment that later leaked online, she allegedly said, "I am not pregnant. That interview was taken out of context. I was speaking emotionally about grief, not giving a timeline." This was the first time she gave a direct answer. No vagueness, no interpretation needed, a simple statement. But here's the twist. People still didn't believe it. Why? Because some viewers saw her response as being forced, not voluntary. Like she answered only because she had to, not because she wanted to shut the rumor down. Once again, perception is everything. Even after Erika clarified it directly, the rumor refused to die. Because to a lot of people, this isn't really about pregnancy, it's about patterns. Patterns they think they're seeing. The timing of events, the emotions that feel off, the fast leadership transition, the JD Vance moments, the vague statements about pressure, the strange pauses in interviews, the polished image, even during tragedy. People feel like they're watching a story unfold, not a crisis. So now, anything Erika says gets interpreted through that lens. She could sneeze and TikTok would upload a video titled, "Erika Kirk sends signal?" That's the level of conspiracy culture we're dealing with right now. Once the rumor gained traction, major outlets stepped in. Yahoo News, Economic Times, People Magazine, Times of India, all publishing breakdowns debunking the claims. But ironically, the coverage only spread the rumor further, because every headline included the words, "Erika Kirk pregnant?" "Viral rumor," "Timeline questions." Doesn't add up. Even when the articles debunked the rumor, the framing kept it alive. It's the classic Streisand effect. Denying something makes people look for it even harder. And that's exactly what happened here. The real reason this rumor exploded isn't the timeline. It's Erika's public image. People feel like there are two versions of her, the grief-stricken widow and the flawless, polished, camera-ready spokesperson. Those two images don't blend. So to the internet, every time she appears confident, composed, or strategic, it feels suspicious. And that suspicion becomes the foundation for conspiracy narratives. If this rumor had happened to almost anyone else, it would have died instantly. But because it happened to Erika, someone already surrounded by public distrust, it escalated. Even after her denial, there are still questions floating around comment sections like, Why did she respond so late? Why didn't she deny it immediately? Why did she word the first clarification so carefully? Who leaked the Q&A? Why did the media response feel coordinated? None of these questions prove anything, but they keep speculation alive. It's like the audience is treating this whole situation like a show with missing episodes. And the more unanswered questions there are, the more theories fill the gaps. As the pregnancy rumor started dying down, a new theory popped up. Was the rumor intentionally created by trolls to hurt Erika? Some users claim the clip was purposely edited to cause maximum damage. Others say political operatives pushed it to smear her image. Some think it was designed to distract from Vance's ring controversy. Again, no evidence. But it shows how the internet has turned Erika into a lightning rod. Every narrative becomes a theory. Every theory becomes a storyline. Now that Erika has spoken, the pregnancy rumor should die down. But with Vance still trending, with people watching every move Erika makes, and with new leaks popping up every week, this probably won't be the last viral rumor she faces. Because once the internet decides someone is mysterious, everything they do becomes proof of something. And right now, Erika Kirk is the internet's mystery of the year.